Hi. I know it's been a while since my last video, 2, maybe 3 years. But I thought I would do a video now just because I've got a bit of time, and I would have liked to have someone done a video on Manchester specifically, because when I moved here, I'd never actually been to Manchester before, and it was during COVID, so I couldn't necessarily come down quickly to go and visit for the day or anything like that. It was all very much blinded, like a blinded experience, but I really enjoyed my time here, and I'm going to do a video on my move. I'm also going to talk about graduation because I've just graduated, and working as well. So I guess like all my other videos, I'm going to split them up into 3 sections. So firstly about the move, secondly about graduation and becoming a doctor, and then third one about working and what I can expect or what I'm a little bit more apprehensive about and all that kind of jazz. Before I start properly into the video, I just want to kind of have a bit of boundaries. So I'm very happy with people sending me questions, because I will gladly reply and comment or whatever, reply back to them if I feel like I have something to give, like more than you'd be able to find on the internet. If I don't think that I can add any value to an answer, I won't necessarily answer it. It's nothing personal, it's just I just feel like I've got nothing more to give on that. What's the other thing? So yeah, I maintain boundaries. The boundaries part of it is really, I've obviously chosen to do this video right now and speak to whoever decides to watch it, but there's a huge chunk of my life which is very private, and I'm talking mainly about like my social media accounts and all that kind of jazz. But so that means what I'm trying to really say in a roundabout way is, if you try and follow me or drop me a DM or anything like that and I don't know you and I don't feel comfortable with responding to them, just please don't do it. It's not a personal thing, it's just more of, I think those are boundaries. Same with LinkedIn. Like LinkedIn's incredibly professional, and I don't understand why I would choose to add someone on LinkedIn that I don't know in a professional format. That's another thing as well. Comments that I get from people. So I've had lots of lovely comments from people, and I really thank you for everything that everyone has to say that's nice. It's always a reminder that people are very nice. At the same time, there's also very few, like very, very, very few negative comments that I have seen, and I don't detach myself from those. They don't mean anything to me, but I know that out there some people get some really, really negative comments on videos, and I think that this should serve as a reminder to people that if you are one of those people that puts out negative comments on the internet, maybe it'd be a wise choice to talk to someone that you feel comfortable with, just because whether you choose to, we're not going to delve into lots of personal background issues or whatever, but from my point of view, the idea of putting out something negative towards someone that you don't know or don't necessarily know very well, or with the intent of hurting someone or making them feel low, I believe that it's something that you should trust, open up with someone that you trust. So that's that being said. What else? I don't think there's anything else to say. No. First part of the video, what am I going to talk about? I'm going to talk about my move to Manchester, which I did 3 years ago during the pandemic. I had never been to Manchester before. I'd never driven through it, actually I think I'd got a connecting train through Manchester actually once, but that's about it. Don't know anything about it, didn't know anything about it, or do you know something about it now? but at the time just didn't really know very much about the city at all, the different areas. So I decided to start my research off by asking someone in the year above me, who was also a medic that had moved over, about where to live, because that was the biggest concern for me, really. Where am I going to live? They luckily had the same base hospital that I've had for the last 3 years, and they recommended the area Didsbury, which is where I've been living for the last 3 years. I'm happy saying that now because I'm going to be moving. So Didsbury's lovely. It's really, really nice. It was incredibly easy to get to my base hospital, commuting wise. It's really easy to get onto the motorway, which was also really important for me if I had to go to placements that were further away, or if I wanted to go home. So home for me is Luton. I don't think I've ever mentioned that before, but going down like the M1, like you just literally just go straight onto the M1. So it was very, very easy for me. And it's like, I don't want to even go into all the different motorways. I know them, but I'm not going to do it to make myself look silly. What else was really important for me? The area itself is, how can I describe? It's very like brunchy. Like if you know what brunchy is, like just loads of places to go for brunch. People walking their dogs. It's really, really, really nice. It's nice and quiet. It's not very busy, if that makes sense, which was really nice. And all my friends decided to live within walking distance to each other. So it's been great socially for me as well. It was also really important when we first moved over here because I didn't really know anything, and because it was a smaller area, it was a lot easier to get to know the area first during lockdown, and then when things started to open back up again, actually explore it properly. What else? Oh, price-wise, I could definitely mention that. So, price, I would say that Didsbury's quite an expensive area of Manchester. But saying that, it was still cheaper than St Andrews, for a nicer place to live as well. So I think if you know those estimates in your head, that will maybe give you a little bit of an idea of the price range that you're looking at. In terms of Manchester in general, I mean, I've really enjoyed my time here. I wanted to experience a city, which I've never done before, and Manchester, I think, is the right size city for me at this point in my life, because, like I said, I'm from Luton, and Luton's like a town. I'm going to try and do this as best as I can. I don't even know if you can see this on the camera, but yeah, town. And then I moved to St Andrews, which is a small town. Manchester, like many other cities, is built up of lots of different areas, and those areas just all kind of flow into each other seamlessly, and that's makes up Manchester. Each of those smaller areas, I would say, is maybe it's like St Andrews size, maybe like slightly bigger, maybe bigger people wise, but smaller like spread out wise. I don't know. In my head, I'm thinking lots of little St Andrews like joined together. I may be completely wrong, but I definitely wouldn't say each of those individual units is the same size as, say, for example, Luton. If that helps to give a little bit of an estimate of the size of the city. It's really easy to get around as well. It's really well connected, I think. That's one thing that I think is very, very good. And driving wise, I don't think it's the worst, even in rush hour. Like if you were in the south of Manchester, to get to the north of Manchester, like without rush hour, about 25 minutes. Driving wise, obviously in rush hour it's a lot worse, but it's not as bad as I thought it could have been. Obviously, I do think that it's growing and there's going to be more and more people as the years go on, so that could very much change. But at present, I don't think it's the worst. Maybe just because my perception is kind of in relation to like London. So I think about London when I make reference to a city, but really London's its own thing, really. Anyway, what can I talk about next? I think that's like my moving side done. I've really enjoyed it. I did mention that I will be moving as well, and I'm going to be moving because I think that 3 years is a lovely amount of time to have spent in Didsbury. I think that it's small and I've had a great time, but if I was to stay, I do believe that my life would be a little bit like stagnant. I need a little bit of change while I still can move. And also I've got quite a lot of friends that are moving away. So I think that it's also a good idea for me to move away as well. You know, change is good. And I really am looking forward to trying an area that's a little bit busier. No, nothing's confirmed just yet, but excited for it. Okay, I think that's the moving aspect done. If there's any questions on that, please just drop a comment down below. The next section I was going to talk about was graduating, which is very exciting because now I'm officially Dr. Zadie. A little bit scary, but also very exciting because it's been what I've been working for the last 6 years. So finally, end of the road here. It's crazy to say that like this, I mean, this year, last year in particular has gone incredibly fast, but the last few years have gone quite fast. And it's exciting to be able to finish because I'm so done. I'm so done with being a student. It's absolutely like exhausting. And also, I mean, I am like, I'm not like a mature student or anything. I'm 25, but at the same time, I've got a fair few number of friends that have finished from uni quite a few years ago and in very like comfortable jobs and living positions at the moment, and I always felt like I was never like a proper adult because I was a student, but now I can't really use that excuse anymore of getting my life together. So that is the next chapter of my life, which is incredibly exciting. I've got so many changes going on at the moment and it'll be really exciting to see what happens. So looking forward to that all. How do I feel about the university here, like while I've been here? I mean, I've enjoyed the clinical years and like the difference in learning compared to the first 3 years that I had at St Andrews. I think that the university is huge and there's so many students, but that has really helped for me in terms of like socially. I really liked meeting lots of different types of people, and everyone's been lovely towards me. I had a comment on a video about someone asking whether I thought that I was at an advantage for being a St Andrews student, and I don't think so. I think we've all started off as clinical years in the exact same thing, and I don't know, like sometimes when people ask these questions they try and like stir the pot, but like I don't know, obviously I don't know the intentions behind the question, but I think it's really important to note that I don't think of myself in any type of different way to any other students that were here. If you're a hardworking student, you're a hardworking student, and I think that's the only thing that should really show through, and that's the only thing that should really matter. That's it really, that's all I really have to say on that. What else do I have to say about graduating? I'm talking really fast, aren't I? I think it's also I'm aware that my phone has like only a little bit of battery left and I'm a little bit tired today. It's too hot, like it's like during a heat wave and all that kind of stuff. What else? Yeah, just really looking forward to being done and moving on and moving to the next chapter of my life. I guess that moves on nicely to the next part of the video, which is about working. Oh, working. I'm not used to working as like having a full-time job, so that's scary. Exciting at the same time because I need a little bit of a routine. I like routine. I think I've gotten to the point in my life where I like to go to bed and I like to wake up really early in the morning and start my day off earlier because I feel like I'm a better human being that way and I get more stuff done during the day, which I think happens as you get older. You realise that, not to say I'm old or anything, but I like a little bit more structure. So I think having a work, like an actual job, having a work life will really help that. I'm a little bit apprehensive about how I'll be able to fit in my like studying alongside of that, like not like studying like I'm used to, but like keeping up to date with everything. I don't know how that's going to work because I've never had to do that before. What what also am I looking at? I mean, the amount of responsibility that comes with the job, there's a hell of a lot of responsibility, and it's incredibly daunting to know that I've got that so early on. I mean, this is what we've really been training for, really, 6 years. Like, obviously I'm a little bit scared about knowledge, but at the same time I know there's certain aspects of knowledge that is deep knowledge. I mean, that's why the course is so long. It's just so every year you kind of just push content further and further into like deep memory, and like through long-term memory and all that kind of jazz. So yeah, I'm a little bit apprehensive, a little bit scared, but I know that I've got to trust my brain, trust what I've been working for, and also like know my limits as well. I'm really lucky and fortunate that I managed to get into a hospital that I liked, and a hospital that I knew of beforehand. I've been on there for placement, and I'm very well aware that their staff really care about their junior doctors, and it really shows. They were incredibly supportive when we were there as medical students, and were very clear about how they support their juniors, which I think is such an important part of the whole system, because it just makes you feel well supported, and especially with this like major change going on in our lives. And also it means that you feel more comfortable to be able to raise the seniors when you feel less comfortable as well. So looking forward to it all, very excited. Yeah, like I said, I know hospital as well, which is even better. And I'm looking forward to that. I feel like I'm just keep saying looking forward to, but I am. What else? I would just like to let this be like a bit of a reminder for everyone that it is a major change, not only in my life, but for all of the junior doctors going across the country that are starting their new posts. I'm quite lucky where I'm going to an area that I'm aware of, like a hospital that I'm aware of, and I think that helps for me. But at the same time, there's a lot of changes going on. Like, my support network is moving, my family is very much not here. And also, I know I'm very well aware that a lot of people across the country, they are moving to brand new areas where the support network isn't there. Like, they're often moving by themselves, and they don't have their family around. So they've got all these big changes happening at the same time. So that's incredibly scary. It's a big, daunting process, but I know they're all more than capable of doing that. It's just, I would like to remind the general public, if anyone watches the end of this video, just be a bit nice to everyone. Everyone's really trying their best. Everyone's been trying their best for however many years they've been trying to do their degree for and finish medical school. And everyone will be doing their best. And I think that it's important that we slow down and just remember that fact. Just be nice. I think that's just the only thing to remember, really. And for anyone at the end of this video that has like newly qualified, just like I have, congrats. It's such a big deal. I think it's really hard to remember what we've gone through when we're at this last post now, and it's all moving and changing really fast, but we did it. Yeah, thank you very much everyone for watching this video. I hope you found it a little bit interesting, maybe a bit insightful. If there's any specific questions, ask away. And I've got nothing else really to say about that. Yeah, thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, all that stuff. Oh, actually, you know what? Do subscribe, because there was a video that I was supposed to be doing with someone that is actually a very big YouTuber, and currently he is not responding to my emails. I'm aware he's very, very busy, but working on a book, but he did say that he would be very keen with me doing a bit of an interview, and I think it would be really, really cool for everyone to watch. So if you've gotten to the end of this video and you are interested to know what I mean, just say something. I mean, I don't think anyone's really watching at this point, but if you are, please do, and then I can try and create some more traction. Anyway, hope you enjoy the rest of your day, and bye-bye.